Welcome back, Michael at Wickerson Studios, playing with Grasshopper 2. I'm going to keep this simple in datas as we move from tree into meta and try and figure this out. It's actually not too hard to figure out. It's for those that really like the Rhino environment, which is something I've kind of sheared away from, but it should be fun to build some really nice graphs and some visualizations of that to teach calculus. So I better learn it. So what I do is usually go in and make a range from limits. I just get the limits defaulting from 0 to 1. I chose 10 points. You see that little curve that's coming out here. I multiplied for an amplification on a sign and then a little finesse that I can play off of those two. You don't have to keep those number sliders the same. My files are available, obviously, on my Patreon. I get a little amplitude there that I can play with and zing-zang this if I want, which is kind of nice. Shrink that right down. There you go. That's a nice model. And then I'm putting it into a point system, pretty simple, and then a Cartesian point. My plan was to really go through the vectors and get into points, but I don't like getting ahead of myself. I'm just up here at points and Cartesian points. But really, if that's an opportunity to get in here and start learning past the trees, still have yet to figure out how to really manipulate cleanly. But it's organized so well in trees that if you understand list, you should be able to move into that pretty fast without all of those masked and relative items and path mappers. But I've got obviously about 40 plus 50 scripts right now to play off of that, have that evolution. But let's look into meta. Meta is pretty cool when I look at it, all these things that can happen. And I always look at the most basic ones: meta name picker, a meta assign metadata, create metadata, and merge metadata. So those are basically what I'm playing around with. So what I did here was, before I get into the curve down here, basically assign display radius. I put on a radius of those points. I run that through a named display radius so I can have some metadata that's named. And then from that, I can have my metadata that's right here and gives out everything I need that speaks about them being points. So nice little exercise. And then the bottom one is just playing again very simply to get things up and running. I'm going to put the curve through the points. I'm going to assign my display radius. I'm going to create my metadata. I'm going to have that change the diameter of those curves so you can really play around with the visualization in Rhino because you don't have to make everything you do in Rhino become reality. Then I assigned that metadata, and then I thought, why don't? I probably didn't need to do this before. I probably could have done assigned metadatum more than one, but then I thought I'd try this other approach of assigning color displays and just playing around with RGB and seeing what colors I actually like. And actually, I kind of like the purple, so I think I'll go into the nice, deep, rich purple. And there you go. And maybe I'll go back to this one. And you can always cheat on these ones. Just go back and right-click and assign your color. That's going to be that color whether you click it or not. So there's your blue and yellow. Blue and orange. Nice use of metadata to make things a little more exciting in your Rhino environment. In a nutshell, pretty simple. Michael at Wickerson Studios. Thanks for watching, and keep watching because I'm doing more than a script a day.